It is not money that make people rich. It is information,
Mm.
knowing how and what to do.
Welcome back to another episode of Attractive Mindset. And today's guest, listen, y'all have to understand that if I could make y'all stand to y'all feet for this guest right now, I'm talking about over 600 students. I'm talking expert, super expert, master level in consumer law. I'm talking over a crazy amount of deletions. When it comes to consumer law, you can't not think of his name, Mr. Daraine Delevante.
What's up? What's up? What's up, brother? How you doing? How you doing?
You know the motto, man. We look good, we live good. Life is good. Talk to us, we talk back.
Every day is the best day of my life. Thank you, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you, man. Yo,
Appreciate it.
tell everybody, introduce yourself.
So, guys, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Daraine Delevante. I'm your favorite consumer law expert. I teach people how to repair, rebuild, restore their own credit using consumer law. I also teach credit repair business owners how to scale their credit repair business to make an extra 100 to 200,000 per year using my 4 key principles: lead generation, client conversion, client ascension, and continuity. Those 4 can scale any business. What's up, my guy?
Sheesh, that alone just sounded like a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot going on there,
For
but
sure.
this is Attractive Mindset. And on Attractive Mindset, we like to get into the psychology of how things work, how
Okay.
things break down. So it's all mindset oriented. And so, today we really want to get to know who is Daraine Delevante.
I mean, I'm just a island boy. I'm from Jamaica, I'm Jamaican. Lived there for 20 years. Moved here in 2010. Lived in New York for about 9 years. Lived in New Hampshire for 2, and now I'm currently in Atlanta. Was gonna go to school for medicine, and I decided I'm gonna bet on myself. Leave Jamaica with no family. Uh, come to this land of opportunities called America, and I've been figuring it out, and I've been punched in the gut by this thing called credit all the way up until I decided, listen, I need to get serious about my own education because ain't nobody coming to save me. I gotta learn now and get my mindset in a different, get my mind to operate differently than it was before, because whatever you put in, you get out, all right? Same input, same output. So I didn't realize that if I change my input, it's obvious my output is going to change. So if I wanted to become rich, if I wanted to become wealthy, well, I think it's time you start studying what those people did. Success leave clues. And I went on that journey, and that journey led me here.
And so we're going to go a little even deeper, a little deeper, a little deeper. We're going to go back to the childhood Jamaica days. What was it like actually growing up and, somewhere that's not America?
Man, running around barefoot. I had me some tear up shorts. I was going into the bushes. I was hunting birds. I was never really into sports when I was younger. I've always been an academic. I love reading. I love learning new stuff. I love watching cartoons. I'm the second of 5 on my mom's side, and I believe the second of 5 on my dad's side as well. So together, I'm an only child, but separately, they got their own kids. And that's why I'm so special, because the universe brought 2 whole strangers together to produce me. Then they went about the business, right? So it took, so there's no one like me. I am the only one like me. My genetic makeup, I am the only one. So that in itself, a lot of people look at it as, oh, your dad and your mom, they did whatever they did, and then you were born, and then, yeah, the universe had to bring 2 strangers together to produce me. You don't understand or comprehend. There will never ever be another like me, ever. I am the only one. So it's this type of greatness, and when I embrace my greatness, it brought a different level of personal development, of self discipline, of motivation. Like, I've always been that kid that was motivated. I believed in me so much that I don't care what nobody else thought. And it was that way throughout primary school, toward high school. I was always, if I'm not the number 1 kid in the class, I'm number 2. And then I didn't like number 2, so then I became number 1 again, because I had to find out how to beat that kid that got more more A's than I did. I was very competitive academically.
And so where do you think you built that from? Did you have a teacher that instilled it to you? Your parents were like that, like
No, I just
family?
didn't like the feeling of not being number one. I'm not sure where it came from. I just never liked the idea of not being number one. I hated it. I hated it with a passion. It gotta be me. It gotta be me.
And so do you think academics over there were a lot harder to go through, a lot harder to learn than it
Oh
is
yeah.
over here?
Oh yeah. Over here, it's either A, B, or C. That's it. A, B, or C. Or D, none of the above. Right? Over there, we're talking about learning how to do quadratic equations from top to bottom. We're talking about filling in the blanks. We're talking about learning equation, learning thesis, learning theories. We're talking about the British education system. It is totally different. Because if for y'all don't know, Jamaica, the education system falls under the British with the CABE, the CXCs, the GC, all of those stuff were tailored from the British educational system. So the methodology of our teachers and the way they taught is totally different from here. Like you do some stuff, you're getting your butt whooped.
Facts.
All right. And you're going home and you're getting that butt whooped again. And it's the difference why you'll find that kids from the islands, they have more respect, they have more manners, they're well grown versus kids here. Oh, I'm going to call the cops. Oh, I'm going to call Social Security. Oh, I'm going to call ACS. Oh, I'm going to do this. We finna book a first class flight to Jamaica, and I guarantee when you come back, you ain't going to have this attitude. See, they don't know about that life. Like, we're treating kids here like adults. Kids are kids. What the hell a kid know about 30, 50 years down the line? What does an 8-year-old know about being a 30-year-old or a 40-year-old?
Facts.
You want to act like 30 or 40 years old? We finna take a trip real quick. Kids need to be kids, and we cannot let society, we cannot let how other people think influence the way we grow our kids based on our own culture and moral beliefs. Like, who am I to impose my beliefs on you when you don't care about my beliefs? So what if you were to infringe your belief on me? How would you take that? So over here, I notice it's more of spare the rod and spoil the child. Back home, you don't spare the rod and you're not spoiling no child. You're going to grow with some manners. You're going to see Mr. John and you're going to say, good day, Mr. John. Over here, it's different, bro. Like it's a whole different breed of people. It's a whole different, even the spelling. Like everything is different. So coming here, I had to relearn everything because back home it's day, month, year. Over here it's month, day, year. If I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
I
Monday,
get them
yeah.
confused sometimes, right? And the spelling, center. I believe center here is spelled CENTRE. Back home it's CENTER. Color over here is COLOR. Back home it's COLOUR. Like everything is different. And it's like, I don't know if I'm using the correct spelling right now. So it's a lot, man. Learning new environment, learning new cultures, new way of life, different beliefs that people have. Over here, you can run around and be a fairy, you can be a unicorn, you can be whatever you want to be. Back home, that stuff don't fly, bro. There's rules and regulations to operations back home. So it's just a difference of the freedom that people have here that they take for granted, that they don't comprehend, doesn't exist everywhere else.
Mm. And so over here, they definitely pick on the kids that usually have the super excelling academic type of mindset. Did you ever experience that while you were
Oh,
over there?
100%. And you know what happened? I'm rich and they're broke. So that's what happened. Like, you see, when you're different, and I mean different in a good way. Listen, For those of you that are academically excellent, but like, don't dim your light because of somebody else's darkness. Don't do it. I want you to believe in you. You are smart, you are powerful. Like, don't believe in the naysayers and the negative people that's going to tell you, oh, you are too ambitious. You're over ambitious. You always want to do. Leave low vibration people alone. Dude, you see, if I had listened to these people throughout my life, we wouldn't have been here right now, right? And I wouldn't have attained financial freedom if I didn't believe in me so much, because I heard it all the time. Oh, you're acting like you're this and a bag of chips, or every minute I see you, you're studying. Even on my deployment, right? When I was in Kuwait, I had sergeants telling me that I'm reading too much. What am I doing reading a finance book inside my base of operation? Like, everywhere you go, you will have these people that will try to dim your light. My light dims for no one. You're either gonna buy some Versace shades, put them on, because I'm telling you, this light is being dimmed for no one. It's not.
What branch are you in?
Army, Army National Guard.
I was in the Marine Corps.
See, small world.
Small world,
and
man.
and they're not about personal growth. They'll tell you all the cool stuff they want to tell you. Like, they are not about personal growth, you being an entrepreneur, you making you. They're not. I'm telling you, because I've been there. I've been a whole year of it. And I said this overseas. I said, listen, if any of y'all got an issue with me right now, send me back home. I'll pack up all my books, all 140 of them, and I'll go back home. I don't even need my gear. Just give me my books.
Wow, that is so crazy how the universe will bring certain people together, because my biggest financial journey started on deployment.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Bahrain and I went to Kuwait, and over there is where I
Arf
read
John?
yes, Issa Air Base, all of that, man.
Uh-huh.
I read 42 books on that deployment,
Mm.
7.5 month deployment, and that's where I really got the wheels turning.
Yep.
And once I got out, first company, silent investor. I didn't spend no money on deployment. Came back, with the tax-free check.
Mm-hmm.
Came back and just kept it. Didn't get a car. Wasn't doing nothing. Wasn't doing none of that. And that's just crazy.
Now we're learning how to really get some tax-free wealth.
Yeah,
It's crazy, huh?
That's
We
wild.
thought that a paycheck was the way, and it's crazy. It's not even none of our faults. Like, society and the people that's put in place are put in there for a specific reason. They use double speech on us all the time, right? Double speaking. And a lot of us don't even know what double speaking is. When they say one thing when they mean another, it's the same way they have legalese. Like, why do you need a lawyer to read a contract? Why can't a contract be drafted intelligently enough for the common person to read it? Why do I need another party to interpret a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo that's supposed to confuse and con me out of my deal? It's crazy, huh? The double speaking. Like, let me give you an example. In the financial arena, you've heard the word credit bureau before, right?
Yeah.
Where did it even come from? Because it's not real, and credit bureaus don't exist. But everybody in America thinks a credit bureau exists. The government has no bureau for credit. None. It is not even in their laws.
So what would be considered like Experian, Equifax, TransUnion?
Consumer reporting agencies. That is the definition in their laws. Where did credit bureaus come from? People know the power of the word bureau. So, okay, let's use this and misinform the population. You see, if I control the world's finances, I care not what its leaders do. Right? So I want y'all to really think about how this country thrives on people that are financially or economically non-affluent. Think about it. Bad people with bad credit pay the most interest rate.
Tax.
They default on the most loans. They are the ones that are constantly getting denied. And through these denials, it created a whole new market, the subprime market.
Sheesh.
Where we have banks and different corporations and firm extend credit to people with subprime credit at 3, 4, or maybe 5 times what the usury state law is. That's the maximum cap for that interest rate.
Hmm.
But for people that's never read or know what a state usury law is, they don't know that in the state of Florida, I think your usury law down here is 18%, right? Let me look it up because I don't want to tell no lies on this podcast. I believe it's 18%. So for everybody that's listening, I want you to type in whatever state you're in. Type in your state. So right now I'm in Florida. So Florida state usury law, 18%.
Hmm.
But I guarantee there's people right now that's listening to this in Florida that's paying more than 18%, whether on an auto loan, a credit card, a personal loan, or whatever. It's this type of stuff they don't want you to know. Why would they? When I can get you paying me 30%, but the person now with good credit, you're only paying 2%, 3%. That's not a lot. But remember, bad credit, 15 USC 1605, truth in lending, the finance charge. There's an insurance built into the finance charge that protects the lender in the event that the obligor defaults. That's one. And y'all know insurance paying full, right? All right, cool. They put it as a charge off. Now they got a tax write off. They're not paying taxes on that now because it's considered debt, a loss, right? Then they're going to take it now, sell it to collections. They're getting paid again.
Wow. Wow. That's America, America.
America is backed on full faith and credit of the America. Come on. It's in the motto. And guess what? You know, a lot of people think that America is a country. It's not a country. It's a corporation.
I do believe that. I definitely
All right,
believe
take
that.
your phone out. I want to prove something. Let me see. You got your phone on you? Let me see if my memory serves me right. It's supposed to be 28 USC 3002. And it's going to give you the definition of the United States.
Copy.
It should be 28 USC 3002. Did it come up?
Yeah.
See, I don't use that law very much, so sometimes I get it a little messed up. But I'm glad it came up. So y'all that at home, put it in your phone right now. 28 USC 3002. Read what the definition of the United States is. What do you see, my brother?
A lot.
It's supposed to be at 15.
Yeah. At 15, I
Mhm.
see United States means a federal corporation.
Yeah. Did it say a country?
No.
That's law you're reading right now.
Wow.
So we are living inside a cooperation. The president is the CEO of this corporation.
And that's why in the military they say that, we're there to protect the Constitution, not even fight for the country,
Not the
because
country.
there's no country to fight
The
for.
country is a corporation.
Wow.
So when we start to comprehend, and I don't want anybody using the words understand, we're not under anybody's jurisdiction. We're not under nobody's stand. We need to comprehend. We need to comprehend the contents of what we are reading, because a lot of people think that a lot of things mean something that it don't. What you're reading in a Webster's dictionary is trash. Y'all need to go own Black's Law Dictionary. Read real dictionary with real meanings, where they're getting their words from. Oh, but a Black's Law Dictionary is $100. Congratulations, now you own one. The things that you don't know, the people that know it will be using it against you. And all the principles that you don't know, best believe those principles are being used against you. All right. We go to work. We take a lot of our money. Where do we put it?
In the bank.
In the bank, right? All right, cool. How much interest are we getting on that account?
1%.
1% or less, right? The banks, you know about fractional reserve lending, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now they're not even required to hold anything. Before, They had to hold up to 10%. So if you put $1,000 in, they could lend out 900, but they had to keep 10%. Now with COVID and all that, I believe it's changed. Y'all can fact check this part. I ain't quite sure, but now I believe, and this is me believing, I could be right, I could be wrong, but now they are not required to hold any reserve anymore.
Hmm.
Now, with them not holding any reserve, it means your $1,000 just got lent out.
Mm-hmm. And they're making money on that.
They're making 18, 15, 25, 30%. Meanwhile, you put that in there and you're getting point. Not even a 1%, you're getting 0.05 or 0.5%. Ain't that some ish?
And so okay. And so you okay. Let's go back a little more. And so now you get a little older. You went to college?
I did. I was going to med school.
Okay. And so in med school, what happened for you in your life?
Pre-med, I didn't get into med.
And so in pre-med, what happened to you where you were just like, man, I'm switching this?
I got a school work and travel visa. I came to the US. I said, I'm not coming back. My mom cried. I said, Mom, I'm still not coming back. I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to make this American thing work.
And so you coming over here, what exactly was your mission?
I needed a better life than the one I had back home. Everything financially, I had to depend on my mom for. And it's 5 of us. I got 2 younger sisters. So if I dry up the well, what are my sisters going to get? So I had to make a decision to go figure it out so my mom could support my sisters. Because what I wanted to do, it would take everything my mom had. So I had to make a choice. Do I take everything or do I go figure it out so my sisters can get whatever they can get?
So now that you're over here, you know, when you came over here, what introduced you to this realm? Did you jump straight into this type of realm, or
which realm
did
we
you
talking?
The consumer law realm?
No. Dude, I was working at Dairy Queen, bro. I was making $7.25. I was killing it. Yeah, I thought I was killing it. Because at that time, see, one US was like $120, $130 Jamaican, right? So when I get my paycheck for like $200, $300, I'm calculated in Jamaican currency. So I was killing it, right?
Yeah.
That's what was in my mind. But then I found out that it ain't shit. Right? So then I moved to New York. I worked at Five Guys. I was the best fry cook on the line, bro. Ain't nobody shaking them baskets better than me. 19 times. Crispy brown, golden on the outside, soft on the inside. Come on, bro. I was killing it, bro. And there, you know, they started me off at $8.50, which wasn't bad, right? I still thought I was killing it. But then I'm like, yo, this can't be it. I was going home smelling like grease every night. Like, it was disgusting, man. And then I started wondering, like, if I smell this bad and I'm breathing in this stuff, imagine what's going on my insides, right? So then I'm like, all right, let me go join the military, right? Something better got to be here. Lo and behold, I saw this commercial on the TV. I bet. Let me go join the military and see what's up. Join the military. It had its season. It was a phenomenal run. But there's a time and a place and a season for everything under the sun. And right now it's just like the time of the military has run its course. That season has passed. So I used the time that I would use to go outside, work out, fraternize, run around, do all the crazy stuff that everybody was doing on deployment to restructure my whole mind. Be ye renowned through a new mind. The battleground is in your mind. That's where the fight is. You lay down with it. You get up with it. You can't sleep because of it. It keeps you up at night. You are hung. Like, the voices inside of your head can make or break a person. It's up to you to control what those voices say. They're going to be there anyway. Regardless if you want them there or not, they're going to be there. So I learned how to control those voices so they can say, you can do it. Keep going. You're 1 letter away. Keep going. You need to be wealthy. Keep going. You got to break this generational curse. So I turned them into my cheerleaders. But a lot of people have demons in their mind. And it's not only that, too, your partner. Some people are sleeping with the enemy, the killer of dreams. When you go say, yo, babe, I got this amazing idea, this could work, and all you needed was a little bit of support. Shut your ass up. What do you think that can't work? Who are you to think that you're a business owner? Oh, so now you're a business owner, huh? No, you're an entrepreneur. Now you know how to fix credit. Damn, bro. I got this dream, and and I thought you were in my corner. I'm sharing this with you because I want us to be good. But you see, if you want to kill a big dream, you introduce it to a small mind. See, a lot of times we think that the vision and the gift that was inside of us, that was given to us, we expect other people to see it. And that's where we make the big mistake. Because when they don't give us the support and the answers we're looking for, we stop. The richest place on earth is the cemetery. Dreams, songs, poems, ideas, buildings, inventions are laying down in the grave with these people because they had a partner that was not the right partner. Their dream never came to being.
Wow, that's the first time I heard something like that.
It's real stuff. Think about it. How many people you knew or know that had an amazing idea, right? Even before some of these big tech companies, and they never did anything with it. The next thing you know, this invention came out.
A lot.
As a kid in Jamaica, you see those scooters that everybody's riding around now? We used to make them 15, 20. I'm 33. And when I was 8, that was mad years ago, like 25 years ago, we used to make those out of wood. Same scooters. We use the rubbers from car tires. We would cut those, bearings. Like we would put the bearing in between the front part of the scooter, right? Get the nails, nail it in, put rubber around the bearing wheel, and we would be riding those scooters. Lo and behold, these electric scooters came out 25 years later.
Wow.
Can you imagine if we were educated back home about patenting, trademark, and these companies wouldn't have gotten our inventions?
Mm-mm.
Dude, we had the blueprint, we had the schematics 25 years ago. I was riding on those, bro. Kids rode those to school. We are making those.
Even a game like Ludi, like the simpleness of Ludi compared to whatever game is happening, out here, like there's no comparison. And people don't even know Ludi exists.
No, nobody taught us that you can copyright, trademark, put intellectual property protection on these things. We were just doing it for fun back home. We didn't know the things we didn't know. And if we were educated at that time about the creativity that we had and the things we can do, these companies that's making these scooters, we would probably be the ones selling licenses to them.
So at what point in your life, before we even get to that part, what book out of the ones that you read in the military did you feel like was the most life-changing for you to really
It's
develop
not one,
that
it's
mindset?
two, because both had individual assignments. Rich Dad Poor Dad and Think and Grow Rich. Two foundation books.
Rob Kiyosaki, Napoleon Hill.
Yep. Everybody should read like those books should be mandatory in society. Everybody needs to read Rich Dad Poor Dad. Everybody needs to read Think and Grow Rich. There should be no exception to those two books. But thinking is the hardest thing most people never do. If you want to hide something from a person, you put it in a book.
Absolutely. Do you have kids?
Yes.
And so do you let them do traditional school or?
Yeah, he does traditional school, but he knows he reads too. I buy him a lot of books. And when I'm there, tablet goes away. Books. I ain't playing no game.
And so do you feel like the upbringing of him here is a lot different than what you dealt with over there?
1,000,000%. These kids are glued to iPads. If you take away their cell phone, I see kids cursing out teachers for taking away the cell phone, fighting teachers. I wish you would. I wish one of y'all would. I wish when my son hits 13 or 15 and I take that iPad away from me, I wish he would challenge me. You think it's the ACS that's coming for you? I wish you would. And better yet, you know what? Go call the ACS. Go ahead. Let them take your ass because I don't need you anyway. Because if you're going to throw a fit because your parent is disciplining you for being a rude ass child, no, you don't deserve to be in my house. Go ahead. You don't. That's a bad investment.
Hmm. And so in that term, because Americans definitely put this on them. I have Caribbean parents as well. In that same light, do you feel like the punishment structure, because of how you punish kids in a certain
Not
type of way?
punishment. Punishment is wrong. We need to educate our kids, but we also need to let them recognize when they did something wrong. Corrective criticism is okay when they learn something from it. We don't punish kids. I don't like punishment. Don't punish me. Correct me so I don't do it again. That's it. It's just correction measures.
Okay.
So if you gotta go in the silent corner for a minute with your arms up with two straw, you finna be there with corrective treatment, right? I ain't punishing you. Corrective treatment. You're gonna read this book 4 times, and then you're gonna tell me what the book is saying. Your iPad is going night night for a good 1 week. No TV, straight reading. Those are corrective measures. We're not punishing the kids. You're gonna learn something from this at the end of the day. But I've seen 3, 4, 5 year olds slapping their parents, throwing a tantrum. You've seen the videos, they're on social media. Badass kids slapping their mom, calling their moms B words and all of these things. What?
Crazy.
You better call the ACS right now because one of us is not going back in that house. If you want to be so rude, so bad, go ahead, bro. I got a lot of sack. I'm gonna go make another one. Go ahead. I got a lot. I got a lot in the sack. I'm still young. So if you want to act up and act stupid, let me go make another one. Go ahead. Go with them since you want to go so bad. Go ahead.
So how do you feel about the term, strong, no, tough times make strong men make good times make weak men make tough times?
So there's a lot of logic behind that, but a lot of people you lose their hunger when they've achieved financial success, right? They take their foot off the gas. I made it. Shit, mama, I'm here. I'm on TV, right? And they don't want their offsprings to live the life that they lived, and which is all fairness, because I don't want my kids running around barefoot going into the bush to hunt birds with slingshots, right? I don't want that. However, I am going to put structures in place to let you know that nothing comes freely. There is no such thing as something for nothing. Everything that I got, I had to work for. And when I have my whole family planning situation set up, when everything's coming through the trust, I'm not leaving no trust fund, baby. I'm not. There's going to be rules in place to access the family wealth. And if you don't have a business plan, you're not accessing the family wealth. And if you borrow some money from the family bank and you don't pay it off, you are cut off from the wealth until you pay it back. Structures in place. I'm not doing all of this, staying up 3, 4, 5 in the morning, reading and learning all of this, speaking, losing my voice. Dude, I've been on the road since 6 this morning, right? And to do what? Leave it to a child for them to become spoiled, ungrateful, and irresponsible? No. Structures and rules are in place. So now when we have structures, rules, and systems in place, we're able to now pass on generational wealth tax-free, but with a structure that it can go on for generations. Look at the Rockefellers. Still one of the richest families today because of intentional structure from John D. Rockefeller. That is my role model. I don't care what nobody says. Y'all are still broke, so don't talk to me.
And so, even with that being applied, at what age, since you have this amass of knowledge and you're putting this knowledge into your son the same way, at what age would you make him leave the nest or expect him to leave the nest?
I don't expect him to leave the nest. I expect him to be by my side and we're going to conquer the world together. Like, I want 5 more kids. It's not just him. I need backups. But if he decides to do some stupid shit, then what happens? What
The sack full.
I'm gonna give the government all of this? No, that's why I need 5 to 6 kids. And people will say whatever they want. Oh, you can do 1 or 2 kid. You go ahead and do it. Because when one mess up and God forbid something happens to the other one, how much is left? I need me some backups.
Okay. And so now we touch back on to what made you get into consumer law? At what point in your life were you like, this is the route that I'm going to take?
I don't like knowing things everybody knows. I like knowing things no one knows. Let me go be the receipt bearer. I like that. So if everybody is walking that path, I rather walk the path that no one has walked before or very few has walked, so I can become my own living testimonial of what is possible. So when I learned consumer law, I learned a bunch of cool stuff that nobody knew about. And then when I did them, they work because I built an 800 credit score 3 times doing it. So I know it works. So I went over yonder, learned some stuff. I came back and I'm teaching the people. Now, it's up to them if they want to learn, because right now I just made a new ebook, right? And this ebook is out right now. And all somebody got to do is text the word FICO, FICO, to 917-993-5238. But for every 10 person that watches this episode, probably one person is going to get it. And you will see the reason why there will always be an economy, because there's some people that's economically at a disadvantage versus others, right? So FICO, FICO, and all they got to do is just text it 917-993-5238. One simple book changed my whole life and made me a millionaire. One book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and then Think and Grow Rich just reinforced everything I learned from Rich Dad Poor Dad. They couldn't control me anymore.
And so being in this market, I can't imagine that, going over yonder to go study this type of law. There's not many people that look like you, that talk like you. What is that experience like?
Man, it's quite challenging because now the people that don't look like us, when they hear me speak, they try to discredit the information, but then when I pull up the laws, they try to interpret it and saying that the interpretation is wrong. No, dude, there is no interpretation. It says transactions and experiences are not included on the consumer report. There is no taking this left or right. It's very clear. Transactions or experiences are excluded from the consumer report. How is that being misinterpreted? Unless I can read, which I know I can. I got a high school diploma. I know how to read. Right? I know how to read. So we have agents of misinformation. We have double speaking. These things are real. They're intentionally designed to mislead people. But if you don't wake up from the matrix, you will always think the matrix is the real world.
Okay. And so now you're in consumer law. You hit the 800 credit score. What changes in life for you?
Dude, I went and got like 200 grand worth of credit. I built 5 businesses.
200 grand worth of credit. So how do you even, because the average person, these numbers you throwing around, enormous.
They're not ready for it yet. That's why they got to work. Everybody wants a microwave solution. The money doesn't make a person rich. It's knowing what to do. That's why a rich person can go file bankruptcy tomorrow and 3 months they're back to being a multimillionaire. It is not money that make people rich. It is information, knowing how and what to do.
And so you have over 600 students. What exactly do you teach them that's different from what somebody else might teach them?
I teach them what Congress taught me, and it's the laws and how to use it to protect myself and make sure that my consumer report is accurate by removing and deleting inaccurate information from my credit. Right? So they're being taught about credit the right way, using laws put in place to protect us.
And so with the knowledge that you have, do you feel like you would ever run for anything political?
No. No. Nope. Nope. Don't need that. I'm a Grant Cardone. I'm Robert Kiyosaki. I'm John D. Rockefeller. I'm gonna go just buy my own island, go back home. I got no interest in politics at all. I need my guy Trump back in office, though. I'm gonna tell you all
Facts.
that. Some of y'all might be upset. I just don't care. I need my guy Trump back in office.
Mm. And so you making it, you got the 200K, you build 5 businesses. How does mom react?
Hmm?
How does mom react?
Now she's really grateful to see that I chose the path that I did. But funny enough, my mom asked me for some money a while back. I told her no, I'm not giving it to her. I told her to come back with a business plan and I'm going to fund the business. So she never asked to ask me for money again. She did. She never got to ask me for money again.
Mm. And what about the little sisters?
My little sisters are taken care of because now they got a business back home that's giving them money. I don't like giving people things because when you give a man a fish, what? He only eats for the day. But when you teach a man how to fish, he eats for the rest of his life. So if I'd given my mom money every time she asks, I would be enabling that. I don't want that. Right? So I said, Mom, give me a business plan. I'll fund it.
Mm.
She prints her own money. Her birthday came up, didn't got to ask me for a dime. She spent her own money. You know how great that felt? She bought herself a whole new bedroom set, like almost like 200,000 or 300,000 Jamaican dollars, which is about 3,000 here. But back home, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
She never had to ask me for a dollar, not one red cent.
So, with your mindset like this and how you even started off the episode, you said one human, another human come together and make just me. You're a one of one. What kind of partner do you require?
Good. You notice you use the word partner. First of all, I don't want a wife. Don't need one. Don't need no girlfriend. Don't need that either. I need a partner. Someone that I can build with, somebody that I can play tennis with, and somebody that's okay with me having 5 more kids if they don't want to produce 5 kids out of their body. Because I need me some variations.
Mm. explain variations. You just dropped that one on there. Okay, and so in that lifestyle with them, would you want them to do consumer law like you do, or
Well,
what would you need?
the goal of consumer law is to create a company like the 10X company, like the Rich Dad company, where I can leave an educational legacy, not just for my kids, but for other kids to really learn the framework that's here for credit and go be their best self. Go be the credit hero for their family. Go learn this information, start your business, and go be great. Like that's the goal for that. But apart from that, I'm working on a lot of different projects. I'm going into real estate, building a house back home, getting a car wash. I got my food trucks that's being made. Like I got a lot of things going on.
Mm-hmm. And so, do you apply those same things to legacy of just friends and family, or do you feel like you outreach to community both here and back home?
Yeah, I do that. It's a mixture of both. Where at first I want to build the wealth in my family, and then if that fails, then I reach outside, because not because you hear the beat of your drum, it means other people are going to hear the beat too. It's your drum. And oftentimes, when we're in the picture, we often can't see the frame because we're in the picture so much. So sometimes you need someone that's unbiased that can come from the outside and really let you know what's going on. Right?
So, at what point do you have a point where you feel like I've done enough?
Well, not that I can see right now. Maybe when I'm 100 years old, maybe. But for right now, I love what I do. And if you love what you do, you will never work a day in your life.
Mm. So, if it's one thing that you could go back in time and tell yourself 15 years ago, what would you say?
I wouldn't go back and change anything. I'd just probably tell that dude to start sooner. The earlier you start, the earlier you finish. I ain't trying to be nobody's 40 club, bro. I'm not doing 40 hours a week. I'm not doing 40 years. And I'm not retiring in 40%. That does not account for inflation. The math don't make sense. The math ain't mathin'.
Mm. And so when your son watches this episode, what's one thing you want to say to him?
Son, it's okay to fail. Don't think it's a bad thing to fail. Fail and fail fast. If you're gonna fall, fall on your back so you can look up. If you can look up, you can get up. Just don't stay on no damn ground and be nobody's kicking bag. Get up on your feet, take a few punches, and you'll be all right. You'll be all right.
Mm. And so what would three key pieces of advice be for people that's trying to get into consumer law?
Well, the first thing is they gotta stop trying and just do it. Because if you try, you'll never achieve nothing. Two, they need to change the way they think because the key to success is in your mind. Different input, different output. So if you put garbage in, garbage comes out. When you change the way you think, the things that you need will start coming out. And then the third thing would be to believe in you and stop sharing your dreams with small minded people. It's not their dream. Do not expect someone that does not know the value that you have to value you. Oftentimes we seek approval from people that holds no significant value to us. Somebody on Instagram might say, "Oh, I think you should cut your beard because your lineup wasn't great." Thank you very much for the feedback. Next. Right? We listen too much. There's so much noise. Everybody got an opinion about something. Cool. I respect your opinion. Keep it to your damn self. Just keep it to yourself. Like, is it so hard to keep your opinion to yourself and mind your own damn business? I'm in the business of minding my own business. Mind yours.
Facts.
I always want to be in people's shit.
If you had to choose, or if you had to say, what would you say was your biggest obstacle in business? A setback, anything?
Thinking I need to be everywhere in all departments. Even though I have the best team on the planet, I still think that I need to constantly be there to know what's going on. Let go, CEO. Let go. Go do podcasts. Go fly out. Go meet other CEOs. Trust the team that you have to do what they're supposed to do as long as you put your systems, your SOPs, and your framework in place. Checks and balances. Let go, man. Let go. Yeah. I just hired a chief of a director of operations, and you know, let go. There ain't shit. Let go. She kicking me out the company. Go do CEO stuff. We got this. So because you spend so much time building it, bro, it's like it's my baby. I don't want to let it go. What happens if I'm not there? When my grandfather died, that's when I knew no, I could truly be away from the business. Prior to that, I was away for 2 weeks in Colombia. Yeah, and then I came back. No, I was away 2 weeks. I don't remember where I was. And then I came back, found out my grandfather died. Oh, I was in Jamaica. Damn, see, I'll be all over the place. So I was in Jamaica, came back, didn't know my grandfather died. Then my grandfather died. I was away again at training with the military. Had to leave training to go back home to go bury my grandfather. So that took like a whole month, and we still made 100,000. And I wasn't here. And that's when I knew that if I'm here or not, the business still does its thing. Let go, CEO.
And
Let
so
go.
in building a team like that, do you feel like you attracted that, or you found that? You personally had to go real deep and find those type
So
of people.
so I'm a radical honesty. I have a gift. And one of my gifts is seeing things in people that they don't see yet. Best gift God ever gave me. Along with the gift of comprehension. I am very good at comprehending stuff. So God gave me these two gifts, and I'm able to see and recognize talent before people know this talent exists. So I can bring you in for the purpose that I need and train you in that capacity that I believe you are well suited and you become a rock star.
So hire for personality, train for skill.
And potential, hire for potential.
Mm.
There's a lot of people that have a lot of potential where if they are exposed to the correct environment, they will bloom. The reason why a lot of people don't grow to their potential is their seed is planted in the wrong soil. They never get to bloom. So I found smart people. I went looking for smart people, smarter people than me, so that I can partner with them to join my team so they can do the things that I don't know how to do or that I don't want to do, so I can buy my freedom to talk to people like you right now while my business is going. There's a lot of CEOs that can't leave their business right now. If they go to Miami on a podcast or a whole week in Miami for a podcast marathon, their business makes no money. Hire right, fire fast. Not working out, just fire them.
Do you feel like you've created, not you created, but that there was any animosity from people, friends, or family that didn't make the cut for what you was?
Oh, 100%. So there's a particular individual in my life. When I was broke, we were very close. But as I start to expand and grow, and a lot of my time is now spent doing other things than having a 1 or 2 hour conversation about nothing that moves the needle towards my goals. There is resentment. I think I'm better than people. You don't remember where you're coming from. All this stuff, it's there. But everybody has their own calling. And if a year from now I am still doing the same thing that I'm doing in the same place around the same people, I have made no progress. We need to learn how to let go. Not everybody you start with, you're going to finish with. It is the rude reality. Not everyone you start with, you're going to finish with. You're not.
And so is it wrong to feel that way? If you start a company, say with your best friend, and you go 4 or 5 years, but that person just, you feel like they're not doing anything or whatever, and they attack you later on, like, oh, I did this with you. And that sense of entitlement.
Yeah, you did it with me at that point in time. But it's not my fault that you didn't continue to grow so we could level up together. I'm not in charge of your success, bro. You are. And you're going to grow to the depth and to the potential to which you think is possible for you. So if I believe that I have no limit, I'm going to grow exponentially. There is no limit. But if you put a cap on yourself and your potential, on your limitations, then there's nothing I can do. I will outgrow you. Because when I'm inside these $1 million circles, they're not going to want to bring you in there. You talking about working overtime with a 40-hour week? What millionaire is going to sit down to listen to you talking about a 40-hour week and you hate your boss? None. So I'm going to get kicked out with you. No, I'd rather go in there by myself. We talk about entrepreneurship. You'll give me some game on how to do $1 million day. But then when I come and tell you that, yo, I just learned how to do $1 million day, you're going to look at me like I'm stupid. But I just seen 10 of my friends did it.
Sheesh.
You know Marcus, you know Neil, you know David, you know Ash Cash, you know Marvin. All had $1 million days. So if you surround yourself with people that's on the same mission as you or higher, who do you think's next gonna have $1 million day? But if you are the average of the people that you hang around, you either hang around with broke friends or rich ones. If I'm the average of all of them, I want to be a rich average.
Mm. And so you having 600 students, if somebody wanted
No,
to
it's way
join,
more than that, dude.
oh,
I got one video right now that's approaching 400,000. I got another video with Gray that's approaching 800,000. So that needs to get updated. I should just put thousands. That's just it, dude. There's hundreds of thousands. I think I'm in the millions now. I can say that proudly now. There's millions of people that has consumed my content. I have impacted over 1 million people. I can say that now with all conviction, 1,000,000%.
so if somebody wanted to work with you directly, what would that take?
Well, first of all, I don't like doing one-on-ones. I hate it. And if you want me to do a one-on-one, you're gonna have to pay for it. My time is extremely valuable. Now, if we're talking about learning from what I do, that's completely different because now you can join my university. I can teach you how to do exactly what I'm doing so you can go be great. So you can go create your six figure, your multi six figure, or seven figure business. I can teach you everything I know about growing, scaling, and starting up a business. I can teach you about the branding, the automation. I can teach you how to delete late payments, charge offs, collections, student loans, bankruptcy. It doesn't matter what it is. Once it is credit related or consumer law related, there is no one better than me on the market. And I can say that with all conviction, not being cocky, because the best is not the cheapest is not the best. You want to learn and grow from the best? Holler at your boy.
Mm. Okay, that, I mean, hey, that's a bold statement. There's no one better than you on the market. Hey, okay, you
I'm
know,
yet to see the person.
okay. And so, if somebody were to throw out a him 500,
That's my mentor. Can't start no shit with Marcus. Marcus is my mentor. Come again, guy.
okay,
There's collaboration. There is no competition. America has 330 million people. There is no competition here. We can collaborate and make a lot of money, but there's no competition.
absolutely,
Your success does not stop mine
nope.
at all. So come again, guy.
Daraine came on here, shared his story, dropped absolute gems. University got videos trending. You learning consumer law just through content alone. The fact that we have him in this room, just willing to share his story, the vulnerability, and just being honest, being giving perspective. Definitely appreciate that for you.
Yeah.
Everything that you've built, you can definitely say you have an attractive mindset. And if people wanted to follow you, tap in with you, learn what you got going on for the rest of the year, where can they find you at?
All right, cool stuff. So on all platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Daraine Delevante. So that's DARAINE DELEVANTE. It's gonna be in the description below. Y'all can get my FICO ebook. It's out now. It got mad letters. It's breaking down the whole FICO game and exposing how I built an 800 credit score 3 times. So all you got to do is text the word FICO, FICO, to 917-993-5238. I got a lot of goodies in there for y'all. Y'all are going to love it. The Credit Summit is coming up. It's in Atlanta. It's the first of its kind for us. There's been none like it. It's solely based on credit. It's a credit summit where consumers and credit repair business owners come together to learn from the industry leaders, the HIM 500s, the everything that they've been teaching, right? The Kenny Conwells, the Dion Copewood, all the giants in credit, the Christopher Joseph, the CJUs, everybody that's in the credit game, right? The information is going to be there for them to learn from. You're going to learn how to repair, rebuild, restore your own credit. You're going to learn that, right? You're going to learn about different avenues, how to use the funds that you're learning now from fixing your credit or fixing other people's credit to creating more streams of income. You're going to learn advanced strategies when it comes to deleting bankruptcies. Is it bankruptcy or is it identity theft? Let me prove that type of stuff to you, right? Who's pulling your consumer report? Who did you give permission? How did this inquiry get on there? Are you paying more in interest rate than your state usury law allows? If you're military and you're active duty, did you know that the maximum interest rate you're supposed to pay is 6%? Like, it's a lot of stuff. And guys, I wish I could give y'all all this information on the podcast, but y'all just got to come to the Credit Summit. It's going to be September 29th, 30th, and October 1st, right? And if you know about the military, the fiscal year starts when? October 1st. It's when I got fired when they tell me that they overspent on the COVID budget. They send the money to Ukraine, and guess what? October 1st is now my national holiday. Right? So, like I said, I wouldn't change anything because everything works out the way it's supposed to work, and it would not have worked any other way. So, if I change anything, we wouldn't be here.
Wow, guys, y'all got to make sure you tap in. We will definitely be at the Credit Summit, and we will definitely get another part going. Get the FICO book, tap in, get to the university, change your life today. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool to do what you got to do, but stop living mediocre. Do what you got to do. As we always say, we look good, we live good, life is good. Talk to me, we talk back. It's your host, Moneybag Rich, and we out of here.